Just waiting for people to join. Hey, Debbie. Hello. There's a couple people here. Oh, Jamie. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Matt. So I'm just waiting for people to join, but basically I'm just gonna not keep y'all for a long time, but I just wanted to hop on here and talk to everybody about my knit along. Sorry, Molly is feeling a little restless, so she might be making a lot of noise. But while we're waiting for more people to join, I figured I would show you what I've been working on. I have been working on hats, obviously, but I got the urge to cast on a sock. And so I cast this on just a couple days ago and already finished it. Hey, Carol, my family is in Texas too, and luckily my grandma and my mom have electricity and water, so I hope you have those things as well. But yeah, I cast on this thick skiving sock from Summerly Knits. You'll know I basically am just working my way through her whole catalog. And it is my first sock from a sock blank, which I have right here. So I used this sock blank, which is wild, and I love it. It's from Plank and Stella. And then I just modeled it together with 3 or 4 different colors of Surrey. So it's super cozy and super warm. I don't know. You can kind of see how fuzzy it is. Hey, Allie. Hey, Zach. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. And then also Summerly themed this is not a giveaway item. I could never part with it, but Songbird Handmade here on Instagram is also a big Summerly fan, and she was so inspired by Summer's Instagram feed that she made project bags that are inspired by the colors in Summer's Instagram feed, and I got one and I love it. It's just a quilted project bag. Let me see if I can open it up. Well, I know I can open it up, but so it's just really pretty, and she only had 4 and I was able to get it. So this came all the way from Canada and now lives with me, and I love it so much. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, she said she's gonna make some more, so she'll have another shop update. Again, it's from Songbird Handmade. So let me see. That's backwards, but yeah, I love this thing. And if y'all have questions for me, feel free to use the question box down below, but I'll try to keep up with the comments too. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Let me see. So basically I just wanted to pop on here and talk about the knit along and show y'all prizes that I have. I see Josh from Blue Fiber Company just joined, and he actually sponsored one of the prizes, so we could start with his. So basically the way that I wanted to do this was every 2 weeks. So it's running for 6 weeks, the knit along, from February 6th to March 20th. And every 2 weeks, we'll do prizes. I think one for a whip and one for an FO. And then at the end of the knit along, we'll do prizes from all of the entries. So every 2 weeks will just be from projects that were posted or finished in that 2 week period. So if you're participating, then some of these prizes might go home with you. If not, then you'll just get to see really awesome stuff that you might want to get. So first, Josh from Blue Fiber Company is sponsoring a prize, and he has 2 skeins of yarn, which for some of these I have multiple things from one person. I'm not sure if I'm going to split them up to spread the love, but Josh sent me an 85% superwash merino, 20% linen in the colorway Chidori. And this is like the brightest, like electric yellow. It's so cute. And it's a single, so let me see. It's, yeah, I mean, it's really gorgeous. And then this other one is called Starry Night, and it's UV reactive. And this is 80% superwash merino and 20% cashmere. So this is like the softest thing. It's so luxurious and beautiful. There's like yellows and blues. So maybe these need to stick together as a price because they go together so well. Justin, yeah, it's gorgeous. Josh is very talented. I have some of his other skeins in my stash that are more in my colors. Y'all know that I'm more like earthy, neutral tones, but these are so fun. And I could see these in like a Stephen West shawl or anything, a hat, since we're doing hats. Oh, Katie, I just showed everybody my new acquisition from your Etsy store, and everybody loves it. So I'm sure you'll have people looking out for more Summerly pouches when you make more. I love this thing. Then, let's see. Sorry, I have a list of all the prizes so I don't miss anything. So also, Matt Akers is sponsoring 5 patterns. So I'll be able to pick 5 people who will be able to pick one of his patterns. So just the individual patterns, not his sock book, but that's really exciting because he has gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. So I have a question from Allie. Can you model your new FO hat for us, please? I could, except I was missing it earlier today. Brian, do you know where it is? Hold, okay, give me 1 second. I also just see a skein of yarn that rolled away whenever I was putting all these prizes right here. So I honestly have no idea where it went because we've been going all over the place and it's so cold and all of my winter items are everywhere. But I am working on this hat. So this is the Harambee, I think is how you say it, from Jared Flood. So it's twisted stitches and it makes a really, you forgive me, thank you. It's like this really gorgeous pattern. I've only done the chart repeat like 1 time. You do it 3 times. It forms a pattern. So I thought this was twisted stitches like Noragon twisted stitches, like 2-stitch cables, but it's literally just like actual twisted stitches in a rib pattern, which is really fun. But I also learned the, what's it called? Cabled cast on. It's like a knit 1 purl 1 cabled cast on, which it's like sort of tubular-ish, but I really like that. I don't know where my hat is, but Brian can show you his hat if y'all want to see. He did an actual twisted stitch hat from Brooklyn Tweed designed by Noragon called the Snare. And he did it in Kelburn Woolens. Do you want to come show them or do you want me to?
Oh.
He's coming. He's right here.
Hello. So this was the one that I made. It doesn't look quite as good until you put it on, and then I feel like the pattern really sticks out a lot more. But I like it, and I'm really looking forward to wearing it once it
Look that way.
once I block it and finish weaving in the ends.
Yeah, you can see the cables.
Yeah. But yeah, this is what I've been working on. I just finished it. Was it yesterday?
No,
2
we
days
were
ago.
watching. That was like Saturday. We were watching a movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I made so far. So now I got to figure out what to do next.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's a very stretchy stitch pattern, so it's only 1 size. Which same thing with mine. It's only 1 size, but it's super stretchy. And I did modify, so I like a brim, so I just did the ribbing a little longer. But Brian did it as written, and it looks amazing.
Nice.
So, let's see. So then, sorry, let me get my list back. So then, another prize that we have, and I showed this one on my YouTube live. I'm so excited about it. And this is gonna be like all one prize. And it is a complete set of all the Holskarn yarns that the yarnery, hey Stephanie, that the yarnery sells. So it's all in green. This is Titicaca, which is 100% alpaca. It's super thin and you use it, they say, to hold it together with another yarn. So whenever I did my Satellite Shawl by Andrea Mowry, I held Titicaca together with Noble, which is a 95% Geelong and 5% cashmere yarn. All these yarns are very light fingerings, but they're great yarns, and you can hold them together and get a DK weight. So this is Noble in the color Pickle, and this is the one that's 5% cashmere. It's so soft and it's like shockingly affordable. All these yarns are like bizarrely affordable because they're all natural fibers. So this is Coast and Grasshopper, and it is 55% lamb's wool, 45% cotton. Then Tides, which is my latest video on YouTube, was a review of Tides. It's what I used for my lost Vold hat, which is really gonna bother me. But I love this yarn. It's 70% wool, 30% silk. And again, this is Pistachio. And then this is Super Soft, which is 100% wool in the color pea green. This is really good for color work. But all of these, and sorry, there's another one called Cielo, which is 42% alpaca, 42% fine merino wool, and 16% nylon. And this is a thicker wool. I was thinking this might even be good for Denise Bayron's Wave of Change pullover. It reminds me very much of like those Woolfolk yarns. It's so light and airy and super, super soft. And this is the colorway Herb. Yeah, Herb, I think. So all of those yarns, and then this pad of Knitter's graph paper are from the Yarnery, and that's all gonna be one prize. And I think it's gonna be like a grand prize at the end, because y'all know I love my whole scarn yarns. And the Yarnery is only one of like 2 stores in the US that sells it. So I've ordered it from Denmark before, and like it's doable, it's affordable or whatever. But sometimes, like for instance, my Vold hat, I ordered 4 skeins, and if I would have ordered those 4 skeins, I'd be paying like close to $20 in shipping from Denmark. It's no longer cost effective. And to get those from the US, it's so cheap. I was able to get 4 skeins of yarn, 4 colors. I have enough for like 2 more hats, and it was like $27. And I was supporting a local yarn store here in the US. I think it's in St. Paul, Minnesota, and they're awesome, so nice. So this was like so generous of them, so generous of everybody. For those of you who are just joining, the first thing I showed was these 2 skeins of yarn from Blue Fiber, the superwash merino wool and cashmere, and this is wool and linen from Blue Fiber. Then we have the whole scarn prize from the Yarnery. Then let's see. This one I got from Whitney Marie Anderson. So she is one of my favorite makers. I showed her on one of my videos because she designed the Michelle Obama amigurumi, which is so cute. And then I have repeatedly shared my stitch marker that she made because she's like incredibly talented. So she made this stitch marker by hand. She just like whips them up by hand, and they're so cute and so well made. They're like, I have 2 of her stitch markers, and they're 2 of my favorites. So I knew that somebody had to win this for leveling up with a new technique. And so I have that. And this might be, I think maybe she will be a prize for this first round. So this Saturday, I'm gonna pick prizes for a whip and a FO. So I think for one of those prizes, she will be a prize because I just love her so much. And I think Whitney Marie Anderson, you'll find her on Instagram under that name. I think right now she has these stitch markers with color changing puffs. So their hair appears white, and then in the sun or with heat, they change color. This one isn't one of those, but she has those, so go check them out. So that will be a prize. Then, let's see. I'm going down the list. So then, somebody just mentioned Adela, And I freaked out because Adela messaged me and said she was going to send some yarn for a giveaway. And so I have 3 skeins of Lola Bean to give away, which is like liquid gold. It's like yarn gold. It's hard to get a hold of from her shop, which hopefully that will change because hopefully she's not going to be in this like pre-order hell that she was in all last year, according to her Instagram. And she'll be able to have fun and experiment. But she so generously sent 3 skeins of yarn. So the first one is soybean, which is 100% superwash merino DK weight yarn. So that will be a prize. Then she also sent, this is so generous, she sent lima bean, oh, I'm sorry. The colorway is called the Coastline. Soybean is the base. That's the DK weight, 100% superwash merino. Then this one is her lima bean base in 100% merino bulky. And hey, Austin, the colorway is Princess Bean. So this is 106 yards of bulky, and this was 231 yards DK. And then she also sent this, my favorite. This is America, which I believe was inspired by the song This is America, Childish Gambino. And this one is her sport weight base called Canary Bean, and it's 100% superwash merino. I mean, these are going to be 3 prizes, and they're just so gorgeous. I could not believe it. Then, and let me know if y'all have questions, because I'm just going down the list. Though these are all beautiful, beautiful things. So let's see. So I've shown y'all, I think, Brian Dye Works. I used some Brian Dye Works minis in my shawl. Let me get it. My Fade Into You shawl. So this shawl, some of these minis were from Brian Dye Works. I think this one is an oily swell. So I've used her yarns before. I think maybe this one, I can't remember, but I just love to show this off because I love it so much. And so I'm a big fan of Brian Dye Works, and Charity from Brian Dye Works messaged me and sent 2 sets to give away. So the first one is this set of minis. These are her yarn pickles, which are, I think, all one-of-a-kind colorways. So I have a question here. Do we enter by using the hashtag? And the answer is yes. Just hashtag level up in 2021 KAL whenever you post progress pics or finished object pics. And do that until March 20th. And enter as many times as you'd like. So Charity sent this set of minis, which are gorgeous. I can already imagine like some amazing socks. And then she sent this set, which is the Dirty Rainbow set. And it's a 50-gram skein, this darker color. And then these beautiful minis, which I think this one was this color. No, I don't know. I know I used more of her minis, but her yarns are so gorgeous. So these are from Brian Dye Works. It's backwards. Then, Brian had to pick up Molly because she's being loud. Let me see. And now she's sleeping like a little baby, but she wants to say hi. She's wearing a sweater I knit her out of some Madeline Tosh that I got. Oh, the heart's lit up for Molly. She gets very sleepy. She's like the wildest dog in the world, but then when she decides that it's time to like sleep, she's like a small child. It's very adorable. But she's gonna go back over for Brian. We adopted Molly about a year ago, and it was kind of rough at first. Brian had never adopted a dog, and I've always adopted every dog. But Molly was a challenge because she peed in the house every single day for like 6 months. And she is not a baby. She's like 3. And, you know, it was slow going at first, but she has just like become our small child. She sleeps under the covers right up next to me all night long. She's so sweet. But okay, so she's gonna go back over there so she can sleep. Oh, your dog's name's Hope and she's the same way. That's cute. Okay. So then I've given away 2 Beautiful Sister bags before, and the Beautiful Sisters gave me another bag to give away. This one's a camo bag, so it's from Beautiful Sister. And I have one of these bags and it's really great because it is, so you can knit with it like this. And then you can also make it a yarn bowl by doing this. And then you can, it has a flat bottom. I didn't do that very well. So the bottom's flat, so you can set it on the table and knit with it like a yarn bowl. And then whenever it's time to put everything away, you just fold the top in, and then you can just do that and your project's good to go. I have one of these in a different pattern somewhere and I love this thing. So that is from Beautiful Sister. Bags all have names. They're named after people in their lives. And I want to say this is a Heather bag, but I could be wrong. So I apologize to the Beautiful Sisters for getting that wrong. But that is an awesome gift. So then Knit One Chicago, who y'all have heard a ton about on my channel. It's my local yarn store. They gave this Knit One Chicago, what is it called? First aid kit. So this little tin has everything you need if you have a problem. It's got some waste yarn. So I guess that's not just for problems, but it's got a little ruler gauge. It's got the most adorable little snips. So they come out of here. I'm not going to take them out because I don't want to drop it. But there's some little snips and then some stitch markers. So this would be perfect for some socks, for like a sock kit or whatever. Oh, and then Kitchener stitch instructions, which we all need a reminder sometimes. I finally got that down. So that will be a prize as well. And if you just joined, let me know if you have questions or anything. Actually, tell me down below if you are making a hat and what you're making. I definitely want to know. So then we also have the lovely Jody from the Grocery Girls reached out. The Grocery Girls, I just owe so much. So my channel, whenever I first started my YouTube channel, just on a whim, I didn't think anybody was going to subscribe. And at first they did, but it was very slow. And when I had around 700 subscribers, Jody mentioned me to Tracy on an episode of The Grocery Girls. And my friend Zach Stout was watching and messaged me and said, because I was working at the time, so I was not on YouTube. And Zach messaged me and said, I'm watching The Grocery Girls and Jody just said your name. So I turned it on and she was still talking about me and I lost my mind. I like freaked out. I discovered The Grocery Girls through Off Our Needles on Craftsy, and I love them. And so for her to even know who I am blew my mind. And then the next month, I got so many subscribers. It was crazy. And since then, that was really what made it just take off. So I owe them so much. And now I owe them even more because Jody is sponsoring a prize that is a $50 gift card to the Grocery Girls online store. Oh, so we got some hats. So I see Alpine Trail by Knitterella. Katie's making the Old Port hat by Andrea Mowry, which I saw that and it's gorgeous. A Helix brioche hat by Jonathan Tolo. I hope I'm saying his last name right. That brioche hat is beautiful, the Helix brioche hat. And then an exotic burst beanie, a flashpoint hat, some gorgeous hats. I know most of those. So a $50 gift card to the Grocery Girls store, which is an awesome prize. They have some super adorable stitch markers. They have these gorgeous cups. They have yarn sometimes. I actually have one of their stitch markers that I'll show you. I'm clearly not very prepared because I keep getting up. So, she's not in here. So anyway, I have one of their stitch markers, and it's a character that Max the Knitter designed for them. And it's a beaver with like a beanie, and her name is Muffy the Beaver. It's awesome. But so they have some Muffy merchandise, so they have lots of stuff. So one of the prizes will be a $50 gift card. And then another prize, somebody just said that they would love to win a Mrs. Brown's bag. And Jody is like amazing and said that a winner could pick whatever Mrs. Brown's bag they want from her store. She just went from her Etsy store to her website. It's beautiful. It's got tons of gorgeous bags. And so she's sponsoring a prize with one of her Mrs. Brown's bags. If y'all haven't seen them, go look them up. They're these gorgeous like tote bags and different bags that have prints of yarn on them. So one of my favorites that she showed on their podcast one time was one of Adela's colorways from Lola Bean. It was the City So Nice, I think. And it's beautiful. So she's got lots of beautiful bags. That will probably also be one of the prizes at the end, so everybody has a chance to win. And then, let me see, let me make sure. So then Eric Lutz from the Sticks Plus Twine podcast has gone on this personal transformation, and it's his physical fitness journey, and it's been so successful. He's now a personal trainer, and he also started, as part of all this, I guess, was inspired to start an activewear line. And he said that one of the winners, he's going to sponsor a prize of a hoodie and sweatpants set that a winner can choose. They have different colors. And whenever he told me this, he was like, oh, it's not really knitting related. I'm like, yes, it is. Like, there's nothing better to knit in than some sweats and a hoodie. So I think that somebody's going to be so happy. And that's Marine Styled is the name. You can find them here on Instagram or on their website. So somebody will win a Marine Styled hoodie and sweatpants set, which will be perfect. And then the last thing from Grizzly Knits here on Instagram, and she also has a podcast over on YouTube. She makes these gorgeous gemstone progress keepers, like handmade, and she's going to sponsor a prize of one of her gemstone progress keepers. So that I don't have in my possession to show you, but it is one of the prizes. So those are all of them. Oh, Brian, can you grab that spin cycle right there? Yeah. Sorry, I had one more prize. I've recently become obsessed with Spin Cycle. I bought a ton of stuff in their second sale. And since I'm making the Ghost Ranch hat, I'm not using the Ghost Ranch colorway, but I thought somebody might really like to win a skein of Spin Cycle in the colorway Ghost Ranch. So this was the color that they developed in collaboration with Andrea Mowry. So it's a really gorgeous. This is a lighter skein of it. The one that's in the Ghost Ranch hat, which is what I'm going to be making, is a little bit darker, but I think this is really gorgeous. And if y'all didn't see my stories the other day, the Ghost Ranch hat I'm going to make is, I'm going to use this spindle garn from, I don't know if that was my computer, whoops. This green fennel garn, Knit One Chicago just started carrying Rama, and I think I'm going to pair it with this spin cycle for the hat. So this is a fingering weight yarn. I'm going to hold it double, just my favorite way to get DK weight yarn. And I think I'm going to do that with this one. Although today I got this one, which I originally ordered for the hat, and then I got the second, this was from the second sale. So I might switch to this one. This is Rusted Rainbow, and this is Burning Sensation, which is that name. So I don't know. What do y'all think? The Rusted Rainbow and this green, or Burning Sensation and the green? Let me know, because they're both so beautiful. But this might actually, I was talking to Austin from Cold Brew Knits. He is one of my favorite Instagrammers. Everything he makes, I want. And there's been a couple things I've casted on because I saw it on his feed. But I was talking to him about these, yeah, see, y'all are saying Burning Sensation. Allie says Rusted Rainbow. So does Pat. But so if you've never worked with Spin Cycle before, which I haven't, I have a ton now because of the second sale. And I actually bought this for the hat before the second sale. Now So there's a lot of burning sensations, a lot of rusted. Y'all are not helpful. It's like 50-50. But it's hard, right? Yes, this is a beautiful skein of rusted rainbow. Like, it's gorgeous. But these are both burning sensation. And I didn't realize how different two skeins of the same colorway can look. You can see this one's a lot lighter and a lot more orange. And this one has a lot more of the white. Hey, Logan. The white and the black. And I kind of love that. And I was looking at Spin Cycle's website, and they say to think of their colorways more as moods than colorways. And I think that's a really great way to think about it, because I don't know, I feel like if I would have gotten this one when I was going for this one, I may have originally been kind of upset. But then I thought about it, and it's like kind of it's like part of the whole thing, right? Like, the slow color changes allow you to really discover the color as you're knitting. And that fun kind of starts when you get the skein, because they're both beautiful. I don't think they make a bad colorway. So, but it was just something that I just learned, how different they can be, but they're all gorgeous. So, I don't know. Everybody loves them both, so maybe we'll discover together whenever I start knitting the hat. But yeah, that's really all I had. So, oh, and they look so different knit up than in the skein. It's a real adventure. That's what Noodly Knits says, Sunny. And we kind of discovered that with Brian's cardigan. He just knit the Spice cardigan and used the color Stay Ready. And at first he was very bummed because the color changes weren't really pronounced, especially at first. But then as he knitted up, it just made this gorgeous gradient that's so subtle. Probably a little more subtle than he was originally going for, but it's just beautiful. I think he may be getting it. He actually finished it, and it's gorgeous. Oh, here he comes. So he can find his projects. I can't find any of mine. So you can see here, it is a neutral dream, Logan. It's very subtle, but it just adds the most amazing variation without being really loud, which I think is so perfect for Brian. Do you want to put it on?
Yeah, let me.
Oh, he's taking off his clothes.
Another sweater on, so
he's got to take his sweater off. You use Stay Ready for your husband's sweater too, and yes, the subtlety is gorge. It is. I'm so excited to knit with it. I used it in my throw over, but I did not actually purchase that yarn. I won it. So Allison Dykhuizen, who is one of the owners of Knit One, knit the throw over, and then she did a giveaway with her leftovers because it uses such a small amount, especially if you go with all spin cycles, like $100 worth of spin cycle just for your yoke. So she used 2 colors of spin cycle and 1 color of shelter. And then there was enough left over for another sweater. So I won those leftovers, and then I made my sweater. So I had the same 2 colors of spin cycle and then I think narwhal in shelter. And then there was enough left over for a 3rd sweater. So if you want to knit a throwover and you don't want to spend $100, then find 2 friends who want to be sweater twins. Well, we're like sweater fraternal twins because our yolks are the same, but our main color is different because she used Hayloft and they were sold out. This was middle last year. Oh, come here. Brian's gonna show y'all, so let me scooch.
So this is it. I don't know how long ago I finished it. I still haven't weaved in all the ends. There's still quite a few on here, but it's really warm and it's come in handy a lot during these past few weeks as it's been so close to 0 lately. But yeah, it's really nice. It was a little scary doing the steeking, but I got through it and I learned some things. Hopefully the next time I do steeking, it won't be as scary. We'll find out.
And where did you get your buttons?
I got these from some Etsy store an Etsy store. I don't even remember. I just searched for buttons for hand knit cardigans and this showed up. I just knew I wanted something kind of that would blend in with the colors of the spin cycle. Yeah.
It looks great.
Thanks.
So yeah, if y'all watched my live on YouTube last week or the week before, I was talking about this where he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna steek my sweater. I'm gonna go practice steeking," and then he came back out and started knitting a swatch. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm gonna knit a swatch to practice steeking." So I had some swatches from a sweater that I'm knitting in Rancho 2 that I've been knitting for like the better part of a year. It's been done for a while, but not finished. Which actually a funny story. I did a tubular bind off and I guess I did it too tightly. And whenever I went to put the sweater on, I just busted the bind off, which was not what you want to happen. Didn't make me feel great about myself. So I got to fix it. But I had some swatches. I did 3 swatches for that sweater. And so he just went in the back, sewed it and steeked it and came out and said, "Oh, I steeked this. I'm ready." And then he went into the back again and steeked his sweater. And this whole process was like an hour. So I was very impressed with that because I don't think I would have just like steeked something like that. He didn't like from start to finish, like learning to steek to steeking. It was like an hour and it worked out perfectly. He did a great job.
I looked it up online for a few minutes.
He says he looked it up online for a few minutes. But that's it. Unless, I have 2 questions. My bad. Oh, Allie says, tell us about your 2 knit lists. So what is on my 2 knit list? So some of y'all joined recently and I was showing under this pile of prizes, I knit this sock using, oh my God, it's like buried. This sock blank. So, hey Denise, Logan, I'm not knitting a vest with you. You can ask me all you want. It's not happening. But I use this sock blank. It's my first one. And I think it's so gorgeous. And I just really, really, really wanted some fuzzy socks. And I decided to cast on some Release Thanksgiving socks. And I use that with the leftovers. So these 3 colors, this green, it's green, gray, and this is like a pink, are from my satellite shawl. And then this rust color was an option I bought for my satellite shawl and didn't end up using. So the green and the pink are from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. They're Surrey. And then the gray and the rust are Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk, which I learned about from Allie. Alley Cat Knits on one of her alternative kits. So I love these things and they're so cozy. I knit this in like 3 days. I should be focusing on hats, but I knit this. And then I showed my Harambee hat, I think is how you say it, from Jared Flood. So this is a twisted stitch and I thought this was 1x1, like our 2-stitch cable twisted stitches like Noragon. But it's just ribbing, but I learned a new cast on, so it still counts. And that's in, this is Arbor in the colorway Spruce, which was some leftovers from my Leelanau sweater. And then, what else? I need to knit my second Amberwing sock, which that is the sock that was on my feed. I had a little video, it's with the Estonian inlay knitting. It's like out of reach, but it is the most beautiful sock and the pattern comes out tomorrow, I believe. So go check out Summerlee. I did the test knit and I need to knit the second sock. And then I'm going to stick with Burning Sensation. I'm going to knit my Ghost Ranch hat by Andrea Mowry in this green color 4010 from Fennel, or Rama Fennel Garn with Burning Sensation. So that's my 2 knit list. Brian, would you like to appear again?
Oh, I don't even know what's on my to knit list though.
You can show us what you're knitting now.
Oh, yeah, I can show that. So I did just finish also some Thanksgiving socks, but I don't have them with me. And then I did just finish this cowl that it's just kind of a triangle, and then you seam it in the back so that it's kind of like a
It's very much the
Triangle
same shape as a shift
Yeah.
cowl.
Yeah, same shape as that.
And this is in cashmere and yak from Pearl Soho that I got him for Christmas. And then this brown is leftover from my satellite shawl. And this is Noble and Titicaca, which is that name, from Holskarn. So it's the 100% alpaca, 5% cashmere. So this whole thing is like a soft, heavenly dream.
Yeah. I can't wait. But I don't know what else. I need to start looking at other things I want to make, because I do want to do another hat. I don't know exactly what kind, and I definitely want to make more socks just because of the weather here. I think it's the perfect time to do it, and it's nice to have a quick project after having like this sweater and then some other stuff before that just took months, it feels like, to get it done. But yeah.
Oh, somebody asked me what is my new monthly yarn budget, and that question, so I've not been successful at my cutting back on buying yarn because I splurged on the Spin Cycle second sale. I bought like 7 skeins of Spin Cycle, which I shouldn't have bought, have no plan for, but it's a new month. And this month, I don't know if I bought any yarn. I'm going to try to stay like, it needs to be reasonable, right? Like $60 to $75 maybe. I don't know. That's probably crazy, but that's like 2 skeins of sock yarn plus some. And I need to buy things to talk about. So I've never felted a project. Somebody asked if I felted projects. I've never felted a project, but I just did Denise and Mars's mitt along, which, ooh, will you grab my mitts? So thank you. Brian's like my helper. So Earth Tones Girl and Hey Brownberry, they do their maker minutes on Mondays. It's like the most inspiring, like 30 minutes, and they're doing their mitt along. So I knit these mitts out of Peace Fleece, which is like one of my new favorites. So I put my modifications, if you saw these on my feed and you wanted to do convertible mittens, these are the World's Simplest Mitts from Tin Can Knits. And then I just wrote my modifications in my project on Ravelry, so those are up now. But this Peace Fleece, I think would felt really nicely. And I think some felted mittens, I'm getting back to the question, have I ever felted projects? I want to felt some mittens. I think that would make the most amazing warm mittens. And these are very warm. They're probably the warmest mittens that I've made, but it's been really cold for like the last 2 weeks. And some felted mittens I think would be just the thing. And then there was another question. So somebody asked, when using Holskarn, did you have problems with color bleeding when washing? And the answer to that is no, I did not have problems. But dye did come off in the wash. So thank you, Denise. And I'll get to your question about how many hours a day I knit. Dye did come off in the wash, but I've never had it bleed personally. I've only ever used like low contrast colors before. In this bold hat that I just completed, I had a lot higher contrast than I'm usually comfortable with, and I didn't have any bleeding, but dye does come off in the wash. So if you're really concerned about it, I would just knit the swatch and block that and see what happens before you commit to a whole project. Because yes, the yarn is not expensive, but you're still putting all your time into it. And how many hours a day do I knit? It used to be hours and hours and hours, like an obscene amount of time. I do have like shoulder issues. I used to do CrossFit, which I don't anymore because my body can't take it. So sometimes I get issues with my shoulder if I knit too much. But nowadays I knit less, mostly because on the weekends I spend so much time recording and editing videos in order to get it done like 5 minutes before I post it. So I actually knit less and talk about knitting more since I started a YouTube channel, but I would say it's still 2 or 3 hours a day total. Every night we watch Bob's Burgers while we have dinner, and like as soon as I'm done eating, I eat very fast. Then I just knit the rest of the time, and then I knit the rest of the night. And I knit during meetings, which I shouldn't say, but I actually focus better whenever I'm doing it. So a few hours. But I think I'm going to go ahead and, oh, sorry. Did I have one more? No, that was the question I just answered. I think I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight and say thank you all for joining me. And if you joined late, I did show off all the prizes for the knit along. So this will be saved to my feed. And I think I'm going to download this video and post it on my YouTube because some people are participating in the knit along only on YouTube or in my Ravelry group and don't have Instagram. So I want to make sure they can see this as well. But I'm going to save this and then I'll probably talk more about these prizes as time goes, mostly because all of the people who donated these prizes were just so generous. And I want to make sure that we don't forget who it is and make sure y'all know who everybody is so you can go check them out in case maybe you didn't win a prize and you want to purchase something, which you absolutely should, because there's like everybody who sponsored a prize makes the most beautiful things. They're all super talented people. So, but thanks for joining me. I hope you have a good night and I'll talk to y'all later. Enjoy your knitting.